is going on, everybody? My name is Leo Coys. I'm joined by my homie Parker. We're part of Colorado Spurs, and we're two diehard Tottenham Hotspur fans. We hope everybody's been cool. We're gonna dive straight into this episode. I think it's episode number 39, if I'm not mistaken, season two. So we're back in action with a nice surprise pop-up type podcast for you guys. My homie Parker, how you doing,
Yeah.
bro? Talk to me.
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done a live stream, so there's definitely been some topics that we need to bring up and talk about. So I think it'll be a good stream. Yeah, it's been a busy couple weeks since. So
So I kind of thought maybe since we're almost to like a quarter of the way through, you know what I mean, the season, 38 games, we're almost to, I mean, I think we're at seven, so we're almost to like a nice benchmark where we could say maybe we could analyze, the sample size of football we've seen from the beginning to now. And also too,
yeah,
Park, we've played some good teams, bro. So we have had some good competition, right? We've played teams that I guess you could say last season were for sure punching way above our weight class if I mean if I'm honest with you, right? And now it seems to be the roles have been reversed. We're seeing some excellent football. Our defense has shored up a ton since last season. And
oh yeah,
so I think this episode will be a perfect way to kind of jump back into the group. But not only that, bro, be able to analyze and talk about what we've seen so far. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
spot
I know
on.
we have a special guest for you guys. And yeah, so Parker, I mean, if you want to go ahead and you want to go ahead and introduce the homie.
Yeah, so this is Brian. I know Brian from way back in the day, back when I lived in Indiana. We worked together at a pizza joint. So we didn't actually I don't think I even followed Spurs back then. So it wasn't until a little later that we realized that we both actually like the same club. So yeah, man, it was about time that I got you on. So it's good to have you.
Yeah, man, glad to be here. Always fun to chat Spurs with other Spurs fans, especially in other states. Part of Indy Spurs here in Indiana, so Midwest Spurs fan. Still watching every match, and I think Leo hit the nail on the head. Some fun Spurs football to start the season. That is for sure. I don't think we can. Compare it to previous seasons because it's just a completely different style of football, but it's fun and that's what I like to watch, right?
I think it's enough. I think it's enough. It's a sizable bite to be able to say, do I like this plate? Yes or no, right? So far, if we're gonna put it into some sort of analogy, I would think that, you've had enough of your steak to know whether you like it or not.
And
Yeah,
we got three easy. Well, I don't want to say easy games because no games in the Premier League are easy, but we got some pretty good games coming up. I think that
Favorable,
we can get some
favorable.
points.
Yeah.
Favorable. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. Obviously this coming weekend with Luton, but I think after that, I think it's like Fulham and somebody help me out. I can't remember the other team, but
yeah, we got Crystal Palace and then Chelsea. So I mean, if Chelsea
okay.
can score goals, maybe they might be formidable. But
For some
like
reason, I thought Fulham was in there, but I guess not. I don't know what
yeah,
I was thinking.
we've got
We
Fulham,
do play them as well.
yeah, Luton,
Oh,
Fulham, Crystal Palace, and then Chelsea.
Mhm.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah, we do
cool.
play Fulham, so. Big up to Tot Spurs. Hope you're doing good. He says big up to Leo and Parker. How you doing, guys? Bro, we're doing
What's
good,
up?
homie. Like, we our channel has been growing, so we appreciate you being here for the ride, bro. And Parker and I, we itch to kind of talk about Spurs as much as we can. So thank you for joining us as we uh vent, unwind, share, spill, however it is you want to take it. And he also says big up to Brian as well. So there you go. Yeah, your first big up from the community. um, so look,
thanks, Top Spurs.
Ryan,
Appreciate it. Yeah.
what was that, bro?
I just said appreciate it to the Tot Spurs
Oh
guy.
yeah,
Yeah, hey, my first big up.
for sure, for sure, for sure. Um, so Brian, like I was telling Parker, I kind of want to start from the beginning, right? And it'll be kind of cool to have your input on this as well. Um, Let me just kind of set the scene, right? Last season we were struggling to see if we were even going to get top four for Champions League. That kind of went out of the picture, and then we we're seeing like, dang, are we going to get a European spot at all? Whether that's Europa League or Conference League, and we ended up not getting anything right. We ended up pretty low down the table, deservedly so. And then comes the Big Ange, and now we have this huge revelation that I'm seeing so far, right? I'm seeing a huge turn in like the fan base. You know, a lot of people were Levy inners, Levy outers, however it is you cook that waffle is up to you. But still, you know, like the turmoil that was going on with our club, bro, to now, how impressed are you with one and the appointment of Ange Postecoglou? It came as a surprise, I would assume to you, Brian. But how impressed are you with, you know, with the fruits that we're actually seeing already?
Yeah, I mean, how can you not be impressed? That run in to the end of the season last year. I mean, obviously demoralizing to drop from a top four position with like 8 or 9 matches to go to mid table, miss all of Europe, and then that the off season, the summer, the is Kane going to leave? Is Kane going to stay? Where is he going to go? Is he going to who are we bringing in? Is there going to be a manager? Who is the manager going to be? Just so much uncertainty around this Spurs team during the summer. And then it all really comes together at the end. Yeah, we lose Kane, but we bring in Matters. We bring in some other solid signings, right? And then Ange Ball starts, right? And immediately off the bat, it's just a different style of soccer. It's a different style of play. You're not playing around, a one man squad really. I think it opens up the squad to a lot more creativity, a lot more openness, and we've seen that so far this year. So, expectations were, I would say, mid to above tier, knowing that we still have a solid squad. But I think the uncertainty around
Yeah.
how the squad would play with Ange Ball was the big unknown. And I mean, look where we are now. I think through the number of games we played, to be 1 point back of Man City this far into the season so far, you'd have to take it as a Spurs fan, I think.
I want to add to that too, because I think, like we didn't know what we were going to see from Ange Ball and everything. So because of that, I think really the pressure's off. When people expect you to do good, you have that pressure on your back, right? And now, just that pressure's off. No Europe, no extra games randomly. Like just we're playing like just free flowing. Like we're just playing good, right? Like we're
I do
cruising,
think,
really.
Parker, I think you touched on a point there that I think is going to be key for the league going forwards is no European football for Spurs, right? Our
Yeah.
depth might not be great, especially with these injuries that we keep picking up so far early in the season, and not having European football, I think, is going to be really key for not only finishing top four, but challenging
Yeah.
for a title if Man City keeps tripping up and dropping points. Already out of the EFL Cup, so we really only have FA Cup in the league to play for, and I think Ange can really put all the talent into that and not have to rest players, and really, especially with 38 games, and we've seen in years past how injuries can really trip up the team. I think you really touched on a good point there, and I think that's why I'm optimistic for the league this year is all the talent is going to be put into those matches.
Yeah, yeah, that's good summary, good analyzation of what you see so far, bro. And
Yeah.
that's like music to my ears because I kind of feel the same way, right? My expectations were not the highest, and now, bro, like honestly, like my expectations somehow like selfishly have went up more, right? Just because of the way we're playing and kind of like some of the results we were able to pull. The Sheffield United one being a key one. We did a lot to prove that we're trying to shake the Spursiness tag, or we're trying to shake all of the bad juju we kind of have had in the last
Yeah.
season, which also involved, like you said, getting rid of Kane. The whole saga is he, will he, won't he? And yeah, Parker and I talk about this still. kind of frequently. Like we're happy Kane left, right? We're happy everything happened. Like we're happy the way it went down because it enabled us to kind of change, course, turn a new page, and it's what was needed. And I don't think there was maybe besides hippie Hotspur Paul. I don't think anybody really expected Ange Postecoglou to really come in and do what he did. Parker, remember we had
But
Paul on our stream, bro, and he was bigging up Ange Postecoglou way before he even got the
yeah,
job.
I really
So
liked Postacoglu too before. I just remember seeing clips of him, on the sideline, just
yeah,
making faces at players and laughing and stuff. I was like, he seems like a good guy and a good guy to have around the team. So, but I don't want to get our hopes up too much because we're only 7 games in, guys. But
yeah,
just want to
yeah.
remind you.
Well, it's enough, Parker. But let me remind you, bro, it's been enough to say, yeah, I like this or I don't like
But
this.
also,
So
but also,
it's
man,
like the comment. Go
sorry, I was
ahead.
gonna say we've also scraped a couple wins out. Like Sheffield United, we barely won that game. Liverpool
Points,
barely won,
points.
right? So,
Points that I'm confident last year we wouldn't have picked
you're
up
muted,
anyways, though,
bro.
bro. So no, I'm not.
And see,
Okay, now
I
you're.
I
It was
think
just
I
like
think we
skipping or
picked up.
something.
I agree with Leo here. These are points we would have dropped last season or 2 seasons ago, right? And the goals in the final, 3-4 minutes, that's a different team.
Yeah.
That's a different Spurs, right?
Different mentality.
Yeah, a different mentality. We're
Oh
we're
yeah,
finishing. We're
absolutely.
playing all 96 minutes. We're playing all 97 minutes. The chemistry is there
Mhm.
to finish matches strong and get the 3 points instead of settling for a draw or
Because
settling
didn't we
or
lose against Sheffield United in the FA Cup or something? I'm pretty sure. Or did we beat them? I can't
Last
remember.
season.
Last year in the FA Cup, did we lose to
Yeah.
Sheffield United? I think we did. So you're right. We
Yeah.
did
They're
lose
the ones
against
that
these
kicked
teams
us out.
last year. So
That's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
it definitely is an improvement. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, we're not there yet. So, and we all know if Son and
No,
Madison
and
aren't
that's
on the field, then we're just a completely
yeah,
different team. And
yeah.
hopefully they don't, get injured. But I'm just saying.
But I mean, the thing about it though is, I'm for none of us to expect the change or the drastic change so quick. Nobody expected that, and
Yeah,
so that's why for me, like it's still like amazing, right? And Tosper says we're only going to get better, and I totally agree. We're only going to get better, and we have seen 7 games where we have actually played some good football, right? And it makes for a different environment, it makes for a different locker room. So that's all good. I have to big Ange up like tremendously for that because
yeah,
we've made some adjustments to our squad. We've made some purchases, and now Udogi has stepped in, which was a purchase from last season, but he's a new signing because this is our first time seeing him, and he's took to water like a duck, man. This is Premier League football that this kid just stepped in, and he's fucking boss hogging motherfuckers around, dude, right?
yeah,
And nobody expected that. I thought maybe he wasn't even going to be in the plans because I saw him as like a Paratici slash Conte signing who was going to be a wing back, just like Pedro Porro, who I have to big up as well, who I'm surprised with this bite-sized sample of football that
yeah,
we've seen. I have to pick up Pedro Porro. One of the songs that we chant is for Pedro Porro in the pub a lot. Why? Because he's always on. They're always showing him. He's always being relevant. He's making good. If it wasn't for him making that cross in, that own goal never gets scored. Because let's just be real, Kulusevski was having a hard time trying to send that cross in
Mhm.
early on his right foot because he can't. He's
oh
got
yeah,
to cut in and he's got to use his left foot. So man, where do we? I
he
can
made
keep
a
going. The system we're playing with Big Ange is incredible, you guys. Nothing nobody would have seen coming besides if you really followed Celtic or you follow Big Ange or you're an Australian viewer or you're somebody who's well versed with the way he's playing his football because none of us expected that. So to be sitting second in
yeah.
the league, right, with the opportunity to go into the international break on top, I'm over the moon, like they would say over there in England, right? I'm happy. I'm biting your arm off at the
Yeah,
chance to be top of the league.
and we do have a chance to be on top of the league because we have the early game. So no matter what happens, if we win, obviously, we'll be on top of the league no matter what happens. So, I mean, for a little bit at least.
Our team does seem galvanized, Brian. What do you think? You agree with that? Our team is galvanized, and it's something that I haven't seen since uh, I think maybe since Harry Redknapp. Well, I lie. Pochettino had our team galvanized, but it was just too little, too late, I guess. And then here it says Porro is very underestimated. He's getting better and better every game. That's spot on, bro. I'm impressed with Pedro Porro. I'm a Porro fan.
Defensively too,
Um,
Oh yeah.
he's made some good tackles
yeah,
defensively. One that
Udogi
I
has
think
been
stood out
excellent.
where he slid tackled and just took the ball right away from. Can't remember
Yeah,
who it was. Gakpo maybe. I can't remember actually, but
yeah,
I think the back line has been the best surprise this season for sure to start the season, right? Like we know what Sun was going
mhm.
to bring. I mean, Madison has proved himself in the league for years. Kulusevski, he looked good last season, but that back line was really the part that I was worried about. It's Spurs, right? So we got a new goalkeeper, we got some new guys in the back line, but oh my gosh, Poro, Adogi, Vanderven, like just great in the
Yeah,
back line this season. And the final score line I don't think is completely tells the full tale of how well the back line is played. Giving up 2 goals here and there, but like some of these matches, a Spurs of years past would have given up 4 or 5 goals in some of these matches. And I think the back line has really proven to be a strong part of the team so far.
we would have been rolled over in past teams,
they have.
Brian. We would we would have
Yeah.
went a man up against Liverpool and lost by 2 goals. You know what I mean? With
So
mentality we had.
we have so much pace in our back line that like Liverpool were throwing, through balls in and we were just intercept them. And that never happened before. Van de Ven has so much pace and Poro as well.
Yeah,
And
it's crazy.
obviously Udoji as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, just we're able to stop those through balls and like counter attacks as well. So yeah, we can pull up, we can
Casper
push
wants
forward
to
our
see.
fullbacks actually into the midfield and then we can just have 2 in the back actually. And we can still be somewhat
Yeah.
safe.
Well, and before we go any further, too, Totspur, I'm going to start this, and we'll come back to this later on because this is a nice question for its own discussion. But as we sit here and analyze our team, we can okay. So we started off talking about our Ugodi and Poro, right? Before I move on upfield, I want to talk about Vicario too, you guys, who has been a fucking signing.
Yeah.
We have Madison for signing of the summer. I'm gonna throw Vicario in there for signing of the summer, right? Udogi was signed last season, but we're barely now seeing him. Saw we're barely now seeing. So a lot of these players are new to the system, right? And one that has really stood out to me is Vicario. Um, Parker, we weren't really like that gassed up about this guy. I know you
Not in
weren't, bro, and I'll be the
preseason.
first one to admit I wasn't either.
Preseason, he wasn't too great, honestly. I don't think he had one clean sheet, so it was like I was kind of worried about it. But man, he has done so well. I think he had a double save against Liverpool at one point, and we were just like, "Wow, this guy is just—he's a great shot stopper, And he's kind of like skinny, and that's kind of why I was worried a little bit because we're used to seeing, Forrester in there, and he's a huge tree trunk, right? That's what we say. Totally different from Forrester, which is good because we have 2 different kind of goalkeepers. I wish he would have played in the Carabao Cup. I think we could have saved a lot more of those penalties if Vicario was there. But obviously that's done and dusted, so we just look forward and know that he is definitely our number one, and yeah, he's our best. So
Yeah, Parker, I think it was night and day watching that Carabao Cup match and watching a Premier League match with Vicario in goal, right? Forster going the same side each time, giving like what 15% effort on those penalty saves. I would say,
yeah,
just a head to a face palm really watching that compared to what Vicario does week in and week out for this team. Yeah, it's from and looking at last season too, how many times I face palmed with Lloris and Forster. I think we have upgraded at so many positions, and I think Leo said it perfectly. Is like This is one that I was not looking at as a big upgrade. I personally did not know much about Vicario, but boy, what a signing! And I think to have a goalkeeper like that with a complement of your back line, it changes things.
Yeah, I agree. Sure.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Vic Venom, what a keeper, just what we need. Yeah, not just we didn't need just a good keeper. I think we needed to get rid of Hugo. Like that's part of like the new keeper coming in was like literally just like washing our hands of a few different players to kind of make way for a new beginning,
Generation.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's so passionate as well for a goalkeeper, like Tottenham says here. Like when our players are making mistakes that lead to shots or opportunities, he takes. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but he takes a minute to acknowledge them, and he tells them like, "Yo, like, cool, cool, like I got you." You know what I mean? Like he doesn't bitch at them like, "Wow, get your man or play that ball or like rush
Yeah.
him." He doesn't. He bigs him up like he wants to. At least from what I see, you know what I mean. From the little pieces that we're able to catch, on the TV. Because let's just be real, none of us are there week in week out that are able to see,
Yeah.
and hear what they're talking about. We get to see and with glimpses. So
I hate when the goalkeepers
yeah,
just
but
yell at the players, just after
yeah, right.
after
Like
they had one
Pickford
chance,
does
like
that a lot.
Pickford. Yeah, Pickford. He's the
Yeah,
first person I think of. He's just like cringy to watch. It's like, man, you got to take some responsibility yourself. I know you want to be, a leader in the squad, which a goalkeeper should be one of those leaders. The vocal, very vocal voice, right? But he just yells at him. But Vicario will, yeah, talk to him, get him
he
in a
tries to
conversation
get on the
and
same
stuff like that.
page.
So
Yeah. And he speaks
yeah,
really good English, right? I don't think you have to. Big up Brian Daigle, my bad. Big up to you, homie. Thank you for stopping by. I feel like your players need to speak English, right? Like I'll just use this example. If the players come to Liga MX, the Mexican league, and they don't put in the effort to learn the language or something like that, I feel like you're not giving it your all, right? So when you see foreign players come into the locker room that speak the same language or at least try to as the rest of the not only the rest of the teammates but the coaching staff, right? Because imagine if you have a coaching staff that's having to then translate to these players and do all of this and that. I think like
like
they're doing
Leeds.
their homework with who we're getting. Yes, you know what I mean, and like we're sometimes, bro, I start thinking about it and I'm just like, damn, is it how is it possible to go such a 180 from how we were last season to the environment, the players, the age gap between the rest of the other teams to now, right? Because we've drastically cut that. A lot of our players are really young now compared to last year's squad, so just
Yeah,
the whole club
yeah.
in general is going up, and that's to me
Vicario
is
is a
music to my
pretty
ears.
young goalkeeper when it comes to goalkeeping. Like he still has a lot of years left ahead of him. Um, so that's a good signing for us,
Hey,
Vicario.
Lisa.
Parker, Parker, dile algo a Lisa en español porque ella vive en México y es fanática de los Spurs.
Lisa,
Yeah, Lisa. So, Lisa,
we
it's because my homie Parker is he's learning Spanish and he's doing really good. So, if I could get him to try and use his Spanish, you know what I mean, on air,
you're
he
freezing.
loses, how we say in Spanish, ya que no tengas vergüenza, you'll be good. You know what I mean? Once you're not embarrassed to speak it, bro, you'll be rolling off the tongue. So Lisa is one of our friends from Cancun or around Cancun. Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry. And Tosper, my brother, how are you? Just having some nice conversation. And she says, listening while I make dinner for the kids. Quesadillas, of course. Well, there you go. There you go. Hopefully you're having a nice cup of
Ah,
horchata to go with those quesadillas.
muy deliciosa.
Eh, there you go. I'd love to hear Parker's Spanish. Anímate, güey.
No, todavía no.
Oh, I love it. I love it. My homie tries though, so big up to you, Parker. Fair play, bro.
One day I will, but I think we need Levy to spend some money in January. Sorry, I'm not trying to change the topic, but
No, 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 no.
our
That's a good segue.
squad's
Go ahead.
looking really, really thin recently. These
Yeah,
injuries, we need to buy some. We need to buy some players. I think
yeah, I
like
do
another
think
winger, right? Brendan
I do think
Johnson out for a
squad
couple
depth
weeks only, but
squad
go ahead,
depth is
Ryan.
my biggest concern. I am a little worried about the squad depth. Actually, I'm a lot worried, especially these past couple of weeks, right? As you just mentioned, Parker
Yeah,
Johnson's out. Son hasn't been training. I mean, obviously still playing, but hasn't been training. All it takes is, Madison to go down or Romero to go down in the back line for, an extended time. And
yeah,
I'm not confident in the bench, especially given, this is the plus minus of not playing European football or not playing in the League Cup or, the Carabao Cup is there's no time for the bench to play, right? Like it's the starters every week. Maybe one
Yeah.
position in and out, but we're not getting to see what the bench can offer. And I think that squad depth is probably my biggest worry for this team right now, going into a big run of games.
and also Basuma is I think one yellow card away from being suspended for a game, so we also have to think about that. And yeah, I mean, who are we going to bring on? Oliver Skip as a substitute? Who do we have? We have Belize, right? He can come in, maybe make a difference. That other academy lad, I can't remember his name on the top of my head.
I definitely think
Connolly, or is it?
it's Brian Gill. It's real Brian Gill hours. We need to see what this guy can do on the pitch. Right, he's back in training. I wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe even this weekend versus Luton if he's
Yeah,
fit. That's a player that I'm excited to see on the pitch and see what he can offer, because I think those are the players that we're going to need
Connolly.
to see
yeah,
really put in the work, especially halfway through the season, later in the season. If we do pick up a couple of nicks, I think that's where we're going to have to see players like him come through and really
yeah.
play strong for us.
Yeah, and Lo Celso is coming back soon too, I think. So yeah, these guys have got to come in soon. Even if they're still, a little hurt, got to play through the pain. We need you right now.
Well, yeah, because Solomon's out what 2 months. He picked up that injury this week in training.
Yeah,
Brian,
That's
I think we could say anywhere from maybe 2 to 4, bro. The way our physios work, you know what I mean?
yeah, minimum 2 months, right? So, and
Yeah,
that's one key starter right there already down
yeah,
for until December minimum. So that's I
yeah,
think Parker. That's what in Leo. I think that's my main worry right now, right? Squad depth, and
yeah,
I would hope that we spend some money in the transfer window, because I think we're going to need it, especially if the squad is in the position it's in now, right? If we're still top three, top four with a title fight still on, I think you gotta lay some cash on the line come
yeah,
December to strengthen this squad, because we've seen what the current squad can do. I mean, we beat Man U, beat Liverpool, should have beat Arsenal. Like this team can play with the best, and I think we just need one or two extra signings to really make that push.
yep.
Well,
I agree
I pulled up
totally.
I pulled up a list of our injured players, right? And I'm just gonna go through it real quick. Off the bat, we have Ivan Perisic, who will be out for till
Rest
he's
of the
out till the
season.
new year.
Yeah,
He's
No,
out till
he's
the new
out for the
year.
rest of the season. I thought
Well,
he's
it
out the
says
rest of
here
the season.
potential return, so I'm just going off of like the potential. So I'm just
Oh,
gonna
okay.
generalize it like he's done till next year. We have
Yeah,
Rodrigo Bentancur who can be fit by the 23rd of October. Does that mean he's playing a game? I don't think so, right? That just means he's kind of unrestricted training and stuff like that. We have Ryan Sessegnon, who coming up in the next weeks will be fit. We have Brian Hill. James Madison is on it for some reason. He's got a little knock or whatever. Giovanni Lo Celso, he's currently being assessed. He should be ready to go, actually, what it says
yeah,
soon. Brennan Johnson, who's injured, doesn't have a huge injury, but I mean it's keeping him out. And then Alfie Whiteman. So we do have some players that are. I mean, we do have quite a bit of players actually out injured. So yeah, this is actually a good comment right here from Tosper. Just keep the faith, guys. Every so often, a gem appears out of nowhere, and that's what these type of situations actually lead to, is an opportunity for somebody else to step in. If it wasn't for injury crisis, I don't think we would have even seen Harry Kane, right? So that just goes to show you, there's always going to be that gem in the rough there, and we
Yeah.
just gotta be patient. Hopefully, we don't get any more injuries, right? And our players that are due to come back soon, come back, sooner rather than later. But all injury talk aside, I hope I do want to just touch on one more injury thing, and that's Sonny. We don't know if he's gonna play. But how do you guys feel about Jurgen Klinsmann saying probably gonna call him up, right? I think he's actually already been called up for the national squad, and yet he's
Yeah.
nursing this injury. So, Parker, just quick fire. What is your opinion on that, bro? Bullshit or is I
Well,
mean, whatever.
if he got called up, I think that also has to do with us. I think we, gave him permission to go, I think, right? Because he's technically, we own him, right? I don't know. I think that that's true,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it can't be that bad if he's going on duty, right? So, I mean, I think they're playing like
Right,
Vietnam, so
but
it's not like a team where they really, really need Sonny.
that's what I'm saying. Why even call him up?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why even let him go? You know what I
That's
mean?
that's I don't know. Maybe that he's good for the locker room. He's good for the fans. I don't know, but I mean, we'll see this weekend if he gets,
He's good for the money, my homie.
if we'll see if he gets
Show
subbed
that
off like
motherfucker the
super
Benjamins.
early next game, like at halftime or something. Then we'll know like that's a serious injury. But if he plays till,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he could play the whole game now because we don't really have a whole lot of people coming on. I mean, I think Gil probably will be back right this weekend, hopefully.
I'm hoping to see Gil. I'm
Lo
excited to see
Celso, I'm
Gil.
not sure if he'll be back this weekend, but I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. We'll see at the end of the game, I guess. Find out.
Yeah. All right. Well, we kind of touched a little bit on that on, our season so far. Real quick fire for you, Brian. Out of all of our players, who has stood out to you the most and why?
Ooh, I'm going Poro. I think, yeah, as we were discussing earlier, as far as like expectations go to the value that he's brought in the first 7 matches, it's got to be Poro. Obviously, I think the Madison signing is so far our best signing, but I
Yeah,
expect Madison to come in and play well, right?
exactly.
Like, I mean, it's Madison.
Yeah.
I think Vicario is probably a close second for me, but Poro definitely my most improved player from my expectations to start the season, and has really helped us on both sides of the pitch, really. And as we've seen, that could be really key for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big up Wayne Bonner. Just want to say big up. Sup, everyone. Hope you're all well and pumped for the game Saturday. Come on, you Spurs. Well, Wayne, I'm fucking pumped for the game. I hope you're fucking pumped for the game. Um,
Yeah,
we'll
what is
probably
that, like a 5:30 match for you guys? Is that a 5:30 in the morning match?
I
yeah,
won't go.
6:30?
I won't watch
yeah.
it.
I mean,
So,
yeah, I will. I'll be at the pub watching it. You know what I mean? I
I
come to
will
the
be
games
at
and
the
watch
I will
them.
for sure be at the pub at 7:15 Saturday morning watching Spurs.
nice.
Yeah.
I usually go to the
Lisa,
7
she just says,
a.m.
Yeah.
ones, but not the 5:30.
yeah.
That's a little bit too early for me. 5:30.
You know what, Lisa? I'm actually thinking about taking some tamales because at the 5:30 games, they usually take like some Danish breads, some muffins. Our homie Andy will
Bagels.
bagels. Yeah, Colorado Spurs will take like some bagels and stuff like that. And I've taken tamales a couple of times, right? And so yeah, like I just feel like how Parker just said, it's too early in the morning. I just feel like if you make it to the game, then you deserve to, eat something cool or something. So
Yeah.
maybe, but yeah, the game's at 5:30 in the morning, but there's never, I mean, 5:30 a.m. p.m., a beer's okay. right?
If I
Right?
showed up,
I
if
mean,
I
if you're
showed up
that,
to a
it's okay.
if I showed up to a 5:30 a.m. soccer match at a pub and someone had tamales, my day would be already made. Like, let's be honest. Spurs match, some beer and some tamales, day's already starting off on a great.
Yeah. Well, and
For
I've
sure.
I've met some friends from the pub who are now friends, like the homie Royce, Parker, through me bringing tamales because he had like a rough night the night before and was like, bought me a
Uh,
couple of shots and shit like that. Afterwards, he's like, bro, them tamales like hit the spot, right? So yeah, if you're gonna make it that early, bro, then you deserve to watch the game and and chill. So we'll
with some
see, we'll
food.
see. If if I could take some menudo, I would take some menudo, right? But big up Sideline Football Show. Ah, that's a new name. Big up to you, Sideline Football Show. Thank you for joining, bro. Um, Poro's improved a lot. Wayne Barner says Vicario's improves every game. Van der Ven came straight in, flying, and gets better with every game. Looking forward to how Gil plays in this team.
Yeah,
Wayne,
spot on.
I
Yeah,
can't
like I
even
said, that's
fucking
a spot
sprinkle
on
no more
comment.
dust on that. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you can't even salt bay that. That's just you just fucking
I
wrapped
also
up
want
this
to
whole
add.
show. We're gonna end the stream with that.
I also want to add as a surprising player for us is Sar. He's been really,
Yeah,
really
of
good in that
course.
midfield. He's been aggressive and like actually like pushing players over, getting the ball, gives the ball over to Madison, and lets things happen. So, and kind of like Basuma too, just gets the ball and hands it off to Madison and lets him do his thing. But Sar has been surprising to me. He's been all over the pitch, and he's more like I don't know. He's more aggressive
Parker,
than I thought originally.
I have a question for you, bro. Name me one Spurs player that hasn't impressed you this season.
See, that's I literally was just about to say the same thing. I was like, we've named every player in the
Name me,
starting lineup.
yeah,
Like, like who hasn't?
Probably
yeah.
Kulusevski is probably the least player that has like impressed me this year. Just because I think every time we have a good counterattack, he just puts on the brakes and passes it back, and I'm just no. And we saw that
Ooh,
during
here's a
Liverpool when we were
shout.
down 2 men, and we were
Wow.
just really, really needing like some fast attacking football, and he just kept putting on the brakes. And I was like, we're never gonna score, against an 8 man defense on Liverpool if we're just gonna keep doing what you're doing, Kulusevski. So he comes in, when we need him though, right? So he scores goals, when we least expect him to, I think. And he does put a lot of effort in. He's running around the pitch a lot, but sometimes I just think his final in the final third is just a little underwhelming for me. But he's the only one.
Hola.
Hola.
Little Yere.
Hola.
Yeah, no. And then Lisa also comes in and says, "For me, guys, all these young new players are just a breath of fresh air," and it really is,
Yeah.
Lisa. Like it really is just a breath of fresh air to have the young players, the Sar, Udogi. Poro's a young
Yeah.
player still, right? One interesting fact about Pape Sarr is next season he'll be considered homegrown because he would have played, I think, 2 seasons under the
Wow.
23s or something like that. So he
Interesting.
will be homegrown next season for sure.
Yeah. And big
Um,
up to our players too, because like Ange can have a philosophy, right? And you can tell them what to do, but if the players don't actually do it, then it doesn't do
yeah,
anything, right? So the players are reacting to what he's saying, actually following his system, believe in him, and now our players are playing with expression and we can actually do what he wants, which is why it's
I
working,
think
in my opinion.
I think that's where they did their homework like 100% was with Ange, right? Uh, a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, a lot of our players and players of his in the past have said they feel some sort of like a fatherly vibe from him, right? And they told him about this in the press conference, and he's like, I don't know, like he said, the players kind of see you as like a dad figure, and he's like, I don't understand why. Maybe because the way I dress, or I have a dad bod, right? But like, I would love to know how he communicates with them, right? For them to feel that like, damn, I'm gonna run through brick walls through this guy, you know what I mean? And to really like take him,
It
and
kind of
have that
reminds me
much
of
love for him.
Pochettino, where he just takes young players under his wing and kind of loves to watch them develop and kind of grow under his systems and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely something we've been missing since Coach left, like 6 years ago or something.
Yeah. Big up. My kid just loves to sometimes come and see herself on YouTube every once in a while, so it's funny. Um, but she is a Spurs fan. She does have a couple of kids, thanks to Parker. And she does when she goes with me to the pub, she will definitely help me get some chants going. Um, Parker, I'm still waiting for you to tell me a player. Well, I guess yeah, you did say Kulusevski. I wanted to do this one here, this shout Romero. Sideline, my question to you is he not living up to your expectations? Or why are you not impressed or why did you pick Romero? I'm interested to know why. Definitely there was no wrong answer. I'm
Probably,
just
I would say just probably because he gave up an own goal, handball in the box. Although he has scored a couple goals, though. It's
yeah.
football. I know it happens. I know.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
that shit
that's what I think that
happens.
she's thinking, or he,
Okay.
or whoever
Maybe
that is. Yeah,
possibly.
silent fan.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see why, you know what I mean? So big up. Love Sar just goes about his business and does his job within the team. That kid is going to be something else
Yeah,
once he hits
I
full
love him.
form and his peak. And excuse me, is exceptional. Yeah, yeah.
All
And
good
here you
stuff,
go.
man.
He kept Diaz on side. Yeah, so big up, bro. Yeah, that's why he picked Romero. I get it, bro. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Big up, Red
Wait, I
Corner. It's
thought that
probably
was
right.
Van de
Van de
Ven
Ven
that
next.
kept. Sorry,
I don't know. I think it might have been Romero.
that.
Okay.
Okay, whatever.
So yeah, having that added responsibility of the vice captaincy. Yeah, he says Romero. Well, we're gonna hold you to a sideline. So we're gonna say it was Romero. So it was Romero, and we're all right with that. We're all right with that. If you were to ask me, besides the obvious, which is Richarlison, I think Richarlison is you know just sometimes unfortunate, sometimes unfortunate shit happens to players, and Richarlison is on the receiving end of that misfortune a lot. So, but if I had to pick a player, dude, I think maybe um Kulu probably was gonna be my shout or Richarlison. But I'm gonna go with Hoiberg because I don't fucking like him. So there's that.
He's gonna be gone in January anyway, so
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I had to throw. No, you're good. You're good, my homie. I asked and you ask and you shall receive. I wanted to know why. And Lisa goes in and triple stamps it. That says it was Romero. So it was Romero.
so it was
And
Romero
then
that did what? That was the had the
that
leg
kept,
out. That
well, that just played him on. I don't know what he was, I think maybe Van der Ven was a little bit in front of Romero still too. So
see, that's what I thought she was talking or he was talking about. So I think we were confused about what player. Anyway, they're right. I was just thinking of a different part of the pitch too. So I think we were
yeah.
both right.
And this is actually a good comment as well from Tosper. Ange keeps it cool with his players. He doesn't get close, which is kind of what I was wanting to say, as he keeps his distance from the players. While he's not afraid to drop them, he's actually said this exact, not verbatim, but he says he doesn't want emotion to get in the way of him doing his job, and his job is to be able to produce the best 11, right? Not the best friend 11. It's the best 11 for the club, right? Which maybe
Yeah,
Ryan Mason was
because
guilty of doing, right? Maybe Pochettino was guilty of doing favoritism, right? We know maybe Jose Mourinho had some favoritism, right?
well, we know Conte did with
Conte had Conte
Royale.
had favoritism.
Royale
So yeah,
forever. We were just like, why is Royale playing again? So
Every
yeah,
week,
that was
right?
definitely.
every week. Why is he on the pitch? Like every single week, I ask the same question. I'm like, why is he on? Why is he playing?
Yeah, so definitely Conte had some favoritism for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Big up Sideline Football Show. I'm gonna have to check this. You have a channel we have to subscribe to if you have a channel, bro. Says he's a Liverpool fan. Big up to you.
I
But
think it's
seriously,
Sideline
Romero
Football
is
Show.
inconsistent. Yeah, no, I know, but maybe that's just their name. A lot of people have just names and don't have channels. All right. Yes. So, all right. Now, where can we go from here, Parker? We talk about our players. We are all
I
on the
mean, we could
start
just
line.
finish off
Yeah.
on, the preview of the game coming up, Luton Town. And then we got like a long couple weeks, actually, couple
I
week
hate those breaks.
international break, right?
I hate those breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Big up. Conte was
what do you guys
never a
think about the
fit. I
Arsenal
agree.
City game? Do you guys think that who do you think will win that one? And that'll affect, where we'll be in the table because
Right.
they're both right there, a couple of points from us. So,
Ryan, real quick, I just want to say for me, bro, if I had to say something off the bat, I would say a draw works best for me.
Yep, me too. Yeah, because let's
yeah,
be honest, draw with a Spurs win, Spurs top of table. Like,
for like 3 weeks.
yeah, like Spurs top of
But
the table. Like,
I don't want to get ahead of myself because remember Arsenal being in top of the table for so long last year, even into the new year, right? And then you know what happened with City. So like, yeah, it'll be nice to be top of the table. I don't want to take that away, but yeah.
I mean, in
Sorry.
these big matches, yeah, in these big matches against other big clubs, I typically root for draws, unless, especially
Yeah.
this early in
Yeah.
the season, right, where like neither result is going to affect us to a top four or affect our play coming up. We've already played Arsenal. I think right now a draw is the best result, and I mean I'm not really rooting for Arsenal or Man City ever, right? So the only
No.
reason I would root for one or the other is late in the season where an Arsenal loss puts us above them in the table with 2 matches to go or something, right? So yeah, definitely draw is the best outcome on Sunday, I think.
Yeah, I want there to be a draw, but I really think Man City are just going to come back, especially after losing against Wolves last weekend. Pep will be back on the sideline. They're going to come out firing. This is, they know how good Arsenal are. We've heard Pep talk about them in on interviews and stuff. He's worried about them more than he is us. So they're going to play their best team. And I think Man City, you're right, when they really, really want to win, they're going to win. They'll find a way to win. And obviously they wanted to win last weekend, but something was wrong last weekend. Pep wasn't there. He was in the stands. They also had that midfielder, man, I'm blanking on the name, but he used to play for Wolves.
Matheus
My God,
Nunes.
I can't think. Anyway,
Matthias
yeah, and
Nunes.
he started. Yeah, and he started for City
Against
against
them.
Wolves, and he just got
Hmm.
booed every single time he got the
Hmm.
ball. And maybe that was the reason why some of the pressure was on Man City that game. But I think City are at home against Arsenal. City are winning this one for me.
Yeah. I want to say big up to Sunny's wife. Thank you for joining to chat. Big up to Bobby K. He says, "Big up, boys, and everyone in the chat. Come on, you Spurs." Brian, Bobby K is a good friend of ours. He's from Toronto, and has a channel with his sons, the Three Spurs Boys.
Yep.
Tie for Spurs and City. Wayne, this comment here, bro, is spot on. I know
Yeah.
I've seen you in a couple of chats throughout the day. Like I see you all the time, brother, and I agree with you. I know geez, when I started this morning talking on in the comments on Kate's show, right? This is definitely a banana skin game here. Luton is a game that we all think we're going to be able to just walk in there and do them, which very well could be the case. We have a squad that could go in there and pump them for 5, 6 goals. I'm not saying we can't, but Luton also have the possibility of setting up in a low block, which we kind of struggle, right? And setting up so that maybe we slip on the banana peel. Good test this game for us, Parker, because it's going to show us if we what type of mentality we have going into the international break, right? If City and Arsenal played later on, we were the first game. So if we go top of the league, that's going to be in the back of our players' head, right? Subconsciously, it's going to be in the back of my head subconsciously, right? So if we could get past these little
Yeah.
tests, bro, then I think it's okay, right? Let's just hope for, like we said, the City and Arsenal draw, and this
Yeah.
has the potential to be a crucial game, right? A little game against
Yeah. I
Luton has the
think.
potential to be a big deciding game going forward.
Yeah. And like you said, there's a break coming up, but I mean, yeah, everyone thinks we're gonna win, but that's what everyone thought we were gonna do against Sheffield, and we were down for a large part of that game. So It's going to be a tough game still. Every game, seriously, every single game is going to be tough. Like we always said, oh, the next game against Arsenal, that's the real test. And then after that, the next real test is Liverpool. Now the real test is Luton. So like every single game is going to be like that. So Brian, what do you have to say?
Yeah, I think this is a match where in years past Spurs trip up. So I think this is a match. Are we a different team? Is this a different Spurs? Right? We are much more talented than Luton. We should win on Saturday. We really should. Right? Coming into an international break, there's no matches for 2 weeks. This is a match Spurs should win, and this is a match that, if this is a different Spurs team, they win on Saturday. I do think Luton has looked good. They looked good over the weekend, beat Everton in Everton, looked good against Burnley on Monday, probably should have won that match, had a lot of chances. So I think they're coming into it now. Obviously, newly promoted. Their first couple of matches were rough, but they've looked like a better squad the last 2 or 3 games. And I think, as you said, kind of a trap match going into an international break. But this is a match the Spurs should win. Yeah. And that's why I feel like if this is a new Spurs team, right? Turn a new leaf kind of thing. This is a match the Spurs win on Saturday.
Yeah. Real quick, there's a couple of comments that we will go into the start comments here.
And I also think Ange is going to take it very seriously,
I hope he does, Parker. I hope he does. I hope we don't look, and that's perfect segue to Bobby's comment here. I hope he doesn't feel the B team. And with that, I'm going to go into Bobby's comment, and he says, "I picked this lineup today. Let me know your thoughts, boys." He's going with Vicario up front in the 9. He's going with Udogie at center back. Van der Ven, what's that in the 8 role? Now he's going Vicario in the back.
What?
Udogie. Yeah, he's going Vicario up front in the 9. He's going Udogie in the middle.
Okay.
I'm kidding. So let's see here. We have Vicario at keeper, Udogie on the
Royale
left,
too?
Van der Ven, Romero, Royale. Royale, huh? He's going with Royale instead of Porro. Porro's on the right wing. Okay.
Yeah,
what do you think about that lineup? So he's gonna go Vicario
I don't
on the back.
see it happening, but
that's a lot of changes.
The 4 in the back, right? Udogie.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, what are the changes? Porro in the back and Royale. Yeah, that's some changes. Yeah. Bobby, I would entertain that. The only thing I would probably do is I would put Basuma in for Højbjerg, and I would let this is gonna sound stupid, and I don't think any manager coaches his players to do this, but if he gets his yellow card against them and he's out against Fulham, it might as well happen now sooner than later. So that's just the only reason why I wouldn't put Højbjerg. But I mean, against Luton, this lineup here has to definitely do something, right? You're going Richie up top with Valise and Porro. Porro's definitely going to be sending in some crosses to Valise. Valise he's a pretty big dude up there in the center, so I could see him getting on the head of a few goals there. Richie on the left, we'll have to see. So, but this is against Luton,
is this a starting lineup?
Out.
I don't see it as a starting lineup, but I could definitely see Valise coming in as a substitute. Højbjerg, obviously, substitute for me. I don't see him changing the lineup
as a 10?
Because we got a 2-week break after this. I don't see him trying to save some legs. I know Son is kind of has a little knock, right? But he's expected to start.
Son is injured, and then he says, "No, bro, he was training today. No matters or Son, Bobby." I think maybe Bobby's just giving him a rest. I don't know. And then Kulu and Evercam was more on the right wing. I think,
that's how we lost the Carabao Cup. There's no reason to change our system.
Kulu's natural position, I think that he prefers is actually as a cam. That's what he's said, that he prefers to be as a. He sees his best position as a cam. Not sure how fit Son or Matters are, to be honest. Could be pulled off early again.
Yeah, I think
that's just it, bro. Who knows? Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I kind of think I agree with Top Spurs here. I think both Matters and Son start, but don't last the full match, right? Especially given how the match is going. If we're up 2-0, 2-3-1 in the second half, they're off at 55, 60 minutes, especially if they're not 100%. But I do think if they're fit to play, they both start.
Definitely. let's see here. Well, if I was to, I would not want to see a lot of like wholesale changes as well, Parker. I think that I I mean, guys, honestly, it all depends on what the severity of these knocks or
Yeah.
injuries are. Honestly, we could sit
Yeah.
here and say they practiced today, they were in training, but does that mean they're going to get 20 minutes at the end, or are they not even going to see the pitch if we don't need them, right? So there's definitely a lot of context to be had when you're gonna, I guess, if you're gonna try and do a predicted a
Yeah.
squad, but what about maybe like a score prediction, you guys? What are you feeling, Brian? You with everything we kind of talked about and everything that we can, look at going forward, are we gonna pump these guys for a few goals, or are they gonna be a tough one to? Are we gonna barely nick it, or even worse, bro? Are we gonna drop points?
Yeah, I'm confident in this team. From what we've been seeing this season, like this is a match that the Spurs win. I've got 3-1 as my score prediction this week. Luton has been looking good in front of goal. They looked good on Monday in front of goal. I think they get one on us, but this depending on lineup and as you said, severity of some of these injuries, this is a match the Spurs win, especially this how well their form is going into an international break. This is a Spurs win match for sure. 3-1 my score prediction.
3-1. Okay.
I don't think that Luton will score. Actually, I think that we'll keep a clean sheet. I think it'll be 2-0, 3-0, maybe. If we're gonna, I mean, obviously, we're not saying that we're title challengers yet, but if we're going to be, we got to win these kind of games too.
Of
And
course. Yep.
we got really close to beating Sheffield. I mean, we did beat Sheffield, but we got close to losing that game. But I think we learned our lesson too from that game too. So like, I think this one, yeah, we'll definitely come out with a clean sheet. Even I think that's my prediction.
Clean sheet here, huh? What a savage. All right, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
I don't
I
know.
don't see them
I
scoring at
think
all.
we could. Yeah, I think we could probably win this game 3-1, 4-1. I'm very, very confident as well, and I think as a Spurs fan, that always comes back and bites us in the ass. So I'm hoping it doesn't this time. Um, Before I go and give you guys my prediction, I'm gonna go ahead and read some more comments here. Oh, big up to Beige and Reds TV. Don't lose to Luton, my homie. So I jumped in on your chat the other day, right? And we were kind of talking about a pre-Liverpool game. So, yeah, man, it was a good game, right? Even when we were level of players, it was a good game, bro. It was the Liverpool game was going how I thought it was gonna go, right? We were gonna play our football, and I thought Liverpool were definitely gonna let us be comfortable trying to impose our game. And yeah, I feel like had it stayed even, and Parker, this was actually one of your talking points, right? So now that we have Beige and Red here, who has a channel too, they have a Liverpool channel. Parker, did we steal the points, or had it been 11 on 11, would we have seen the same result? I know there's a lot of context to this question, and
Yeah.
Brian, you'll get your chance as well
Yeah.
too, but did we steal the points,
I
or is
mean,
it like
up
that's the
until
way
it
the cookie crumbled and it is what
up
it is?
until that red card, I thought it was pretty even. I really couldn't see a winner. I thought it was we were both going back and forth, pressuring the other team. I thought they did actually a little better than us in the beginning. So yeah, we almost gave up some goals, but I don't know. It was pretty
Liverpool
even,
looked
honestly,
dangerous,
though.
bro. Even Liverpool looked dangerous, even a man down. Excuse me.
They
Yeah,
Even
I
a
look
mean,
man
dangerous.
down, you
until
guys
they
look
lost two
dangerous.
men,
Yeah.
until they lost two guys, then they all went back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Well, and
they were trying to, but we just wouldn't even let them have a sniff. We were just getting everything after that. They were trying to counterattack, and we were just intercepting it like immediately, and just
yeah.
constantly going towards
Yeah.
them. So
Big up,
that was
Red.
a
Big up. He said, "You guys got the points. See you at Anfield, my homie."
go.
Yeah,
Can't
you
wait.
know what, bro? Fair play to you because that's literally how it is, right? I mean, sometimes you just got to take it on the chin. And yeah, we'll see you at Anfield, bro. Definitely going to be a good fixture. Um,
Yep.
it could have easily went the other way
Yeah.
around, guys, right, Brian? It
Yeah,
has easily gone the other way around for
yeah,
for
and,
for them
and
towards us.
that's the thing. That's the thing with refs and VAR, right? Like the players didn't really get to decide that match, and I think that's the unfortunate part, right? Like two red cards and a wrong VAR decision really changed that match. And as a Spurs fan, I would prefer to watch 11v11 on two of these best teams in the league, right? And that's we got that
Yeah,
for
of
what
course.
25 minutes, and the match looked great. It was a great match. I think you both mentioned it. Like both teams were playing their football. It was open, and the ref changes the match. It's unfortunate,
Yeah.
and I don't think we steal the points because if Spurs get two reds and lose, I wouldn't say they stole the points from us. That's how the match went, and we got a late winner.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
I don't in soccer. You never really steal the points. We probably got a gift or two from the referee, but you don't replay matches. You go on and you play the next one.
Yeah. Maybe if the players,
Yeah,
gave up the game and they were betting on it and they were letting in goals and stuff like that, the goalkeeper or stuff, maybe replay it, but not when it was just the referee's fault. That wasn't our fault.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Bobby says
No,
in
I
reality,
agree with
boys.
Andy. Yeah,
Yeah, in reality, boys, they scored being a man down, and we're still coming. You guys were fucking coming for us bad when we were up a man. So big fair play to you guys. Looked a dangerous team. And that second red card killed the game. It was a good game that the refs threw and could have seen us winning. Yeah, we just will never know. Yeah, and that's fucking spot
yeah.
on. That's just spot on. And like I said, fair play to you guys for acknowledging that and yeah, because a lot of people, bro, are just salty, and that's fair, yeah. But the audio was mad. It was the poorest officiating game I have ever seen in my life. Look, man, for you, I have to
Yeah.
say I could agree, but I thought it was a good game. But anyway, new week, new games, keep going. Of course, of course, of course. That caused Klopp already made an excuse. Good that he didn't have to blame the wind, the pitch, the fans were making noise. There was a crying baby in the stands, all that crap. Big up to you, Bobby K. I love you, my homie.
Yeah.
Lisa, gotta go. Nice one. Thanks. Come on, you Spurs. He says 4-1. Lisa,
Let's go.
hasta mañana. Que tengas buena noche. Dios te bendiga a ti y a tu familia. Did he just say soccer? Such boy, Leo. It's football, Brian. That audio was ridiculous. Too many clueless chefs in the kitchen. Of course, unbelievable. The communication breakdown. That's what it is. Bye, Lisa. He says, I don't blame Spurs at all. Big up to you, Badge on Reds. Thank you. Fair play, fair play. So look, you guys, we had a couple of predictions in the chat. We are actually going to wrap it up, right? Just a little hour. We just wanted to hop on and kind of just touch bases with you guys, see how's everybody's doing, see how we're feeling for the game.
Yeah.
Um, and Parker, your last final thoughts before we sign off?
Well, I think we kind of touched on it, but yeah, I mean we've had a great start, and I just really hope that it continues. So we just got to keep cruising, keep believing in Ange, keep doing what he says, and I mean, who knows? Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
Big up
mean,
Sideline Football Show. We actually dropped you a sub as well too, brother. So we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Hold on one second, Brian, and I'll get to you here. What? That's it. I just got here. Yeah, Bobby, my homie. I mean, you know, yeah, yeah. We even started a little later today, right? We started like a half hour later today, Bobby. So, tisk, my homie. I guess I'll have to talk to you in Kate's chat in the morning tomorrow. If you drop points, I'm coming on shameless as ever in the chat. Bring it on, Veteran Reds, bro. Bring it on, bro. Because I think I'm
We'll
pretty
deserve
confident
that
that we won't. Yeah, yeah, for sure. And even if we don't drop, bro, come on back, homie. We'll hop in your chat. You know what I mean? And we'll keep it all 100. You know what I mean? And big up. Yeah, sorry, Bobby. He doesn't appreciate us not working around his schedule. You know what? I'm gonna actually we'll have to pen it. We'll have to pen something for our next show, Bobby. So you could be either with us
for
or in the
sure.
in the in the comments. Brian, I'll give you a chance to go ahead and say whatever you want, bro. Tottenham related, doesn't have to be Tottenham related. I mean, anything you kind of want to just plug, anything you want to say, it's your chance to do it, mommy.
Yeah, man. First off, thanks for having me on the show. I found a new
Hmm.
podcast to listen to, so I'm stoked about that. But yeah, I mean, 17 points in 7 matches, one of two teams that haven't lost yet. Entertaining football week in and week out. A good young crop of players on the pitch. Like, how can you not like this Spurs team? Like, how can you not be waking how can you not want to wake up on Saturdays and Sundays and watch this team, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's different than years past a lot.
Hmm.
And that's exciting, right? And so it's exciting to talk about Spurs. It's exciting to watch Spurs. And it's excited to come talk with other people from other states that are Spurs fans. Like that's a new thing. I think that this Ange ball and this team is really doing right now. And that's what I'm excited about the most. And so, yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. This has been fun, and I look forward to listening in the future.
Yeah, well, come back
Appreciate
and
it.
join us, bro. Don't just listen in, homie. Come and have your say. The door is always open, bro. You know what I mean? You don't need an invitation,
Cool.
honestly, dude. The more people that want to come and chat is always, I mean, welcome. Um,
Yep, for
One thing
sure.
I want to say is I just want to big everybody up that's been tuning in to the match day vlogs. Really appreciate the support from all you guys. And look forward to bringing some more content. Just something what we do at Colorado Spurs, Brian, right? And I try to capture it all and and yeah, so put it out there so people can see. Brian, come listen to Bajan Reds as well. We call things down the middle, not like VAR. These lads do, bro. They do. So I know we're gonna end the show soon, but one thing I do want to big this guy up is their combined 11. They were literally arguing amongst themselves because some wanted more Liverpool players, and these guys were like, "Bro, like, give your head a wobble." The Spurs players obviously have been deserving. Some players have been more deserving than others to be in the
Yeah.
combined. And people's combined 11s for the Arsenal v Tottenham game was just fucking ridiculous, bro. It was one sided. The fans were really biased. So head over to Belgian Reds for sure. They're not biased at all. They
Cool.
are Liverpool fans and they will definitely support their team to the end. But like you said, they'll call it how it is, bro. And big up to you guys.
Good.
That's one
Good
thing I
stuff.
will appreciate about you guys, and I will give you your flowers. Uh, but yeah, so big up to you guys. Bobby K, one last comment here says, Match Day vlogs have been excellent. Makes me want to join you at the pub. Yeah, or you know what? Maybe we could come up there and video your pub. You know what I mean? Guys, have a good night, have a good morning, have a good whatever it is, and come on, you Spurs. We'll touch bases soon. Parker, sign us off, my homie.
Adios.
Come on, you fucking Spurs.